Welcome, everybody, to the Sheep Shear podcast, where we talk about people, politics, and popular culture. I'm your host, the one and only Austin Creed. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the morning show. And my friends, I have something I really want to get off my chest today. So, some of you might be a little surprised to know that most of the time I don't need a script. I don't need to really plan a ton of stuff out to do this show. Of course, I'll bring up research, I'll bring up articles, because I want to drive the point home that it's not just me experiencing these things. It's not just me coming up with this stuff. And I'm going to present another reality to you, ladies and gentlemen of the Sheep Shear podcast today. And that is, I'm going to be titling the show Blood and Iron. And it's really going to be based off of a speech given by Otto von Bismarck, who was the Prussian chancellor, I believe was his technical title. He made a very interesting comment and quote back in the day. Now, this is like hundreds of years ago. But I really wanted to drive this point home because, my friends, I look across America, in the West in general, and I can't help but notice that men are dropping out of society. Young guys don't have the ambition their fathers or grandfathers had. The ladies are unhappy because the men seem to not be manly enough for them. And we're going to be looking into this article. I was going through my history course and I was learning more about men of yesteryear and men like Bismarck, men like Napoleon Bonaparte, former presidents of the United States like Andrew Jackson, guys like that, and I ask myself, why did they see such men of their time, or in various different periods? Why were there men of such strength? And of course, we still have them today. But what is it with the younger generation of men, my generation, being so dismissive of the future, so so laissez-faire about their own future? Why is there this lack of desire to lay the whole world to their conquest, to put the whole world under their microscope so they can try to take everything? I mean, is that not the natural way of mankind, to desire to take everything and leave and give nothing back? Now, of course, most if not anybody could ever actually do it, but it's that desire to just leave nothing behind, take everything that everybody is supposed to have, and so people then compete with each other. That's part of the human condition. But I'm already getting a little too ahead of myself. If any of this interests you, you feel the same way I do, or you want to have your voice be heard, I'm going to be posing this very question on my Twitter as soon as I'm done posting this. And even if you find this episode later on, or you find any of the episodes later on where I let you know that I asked the question on my Twitter page, you can go over and look it up and respond to it whenever you want. I'm not going to be like, so-and-so didn't respond for like they waited for like a month to respond to me. That's so weird. I'm not going to care. I want to hear what people have to say on the matter. I don't care when you listen to the show. You can listen to it 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 weeks, 5 months. I don't care. Later than it actually came out. But my friends, you can go over to my Twitter page at Aussie Creed, or you can go to YouTube or Rumble. Channel has the same name. And you can leave your comments over there because I put it up on audio and on video, for those of you who don't know. Now, enough grifting and lollygagging. We're going to hop right into this. I want to bring up this article I found from the New York Times. My friends, when you look at society and you realize that 85% of the sperm now found in men, yeah, sperm, sex, am I getting your attention yet? When you see the data that says that 85% of sperm now in most men is genetically damaged in some way, you have to ask yourself, how did that happen? Why is it happening? And how do we stop that? You think it just happened on accident? It just spontaneously happened? No. It didn't happen overnight. How else do you explain that the testosterone levels started at here? Your grandfather's is here and yours is here. How do you explain that? I don't. Some people blame the plastic. Maybe there's a little bit there to be said, but that's not the whole reason. How is it your grandfather or your great grandfather could smoke, drink, eat the most garbage diet on the planet, and yet he still lived to very old age and was a picture perfect health? He wasn't obese. He wasn't any of these things. How is that possible? Not completely his fault, by the way, but when it comes down to it, the world has changed, and we have not changed with it. We have not adapted. I want to read you a quote by Otto Bismarck that I'm going to put in the description of the show today. Here it is. And yet we have our intelligent great men of our time being demonized by the Lilliputians out there, the know-nothings, the paid jesters, the government jesters, who are out here pretending like they're objective journalists, when in fact they're nothing more than paid pimps for the Biden administration, in my opinion. I don't understand how people don't see through this. But then again, the people who know tend to always know what's going on, and the people who don't know what's going on, they tend to never figure it out. They tend to always be in the dark. The enlightened people are always one step ahead. The people who are the normies, the oxygen thieves, they tend to be always a step behind. No matter how much they try, they tend to be one step behind. They call guys like me and guys like you conspiracy theorists, paranoid lunatics, whatever you want to say. And then they realize, oh my goodness, how did this happen? What happened? I don't know how this happened. It's because I was right. Because we were right. And you're just figuring it out now. When I've been saying about it, I've been saying it for a long time. My friends, this doesn't happen on accident. Men need to go back to craving conquest again. We need this attitude of answering our questions with iron and with blood, not because we need to eliminate people physically, but we need to eliminate the weakness. We need to eliminate the fact that we are now fighting each other. We are now fighting ourselves at record numbers. We think that we don't matter. We think that men have been pushed aside because of feminism. To an extent, that is true. To the other extent, we as men have become so weak. We think that our entire existence is getting the approval of women and and fornicating with them. We think having sex with them and getting laid is the pinnacle of our existence, when in fact that was a luxury. That was to your grandfather's generation, that was a luxury. That was something that you got after you won, not instead of winning. But now you can go on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, wherever you want, and you can waste your time instead of making money. You can make yourself mentally sick by just chasing sex and all the time. That's what's made men weak. Is things we used to have to earn are now just given to us practically for nothing. until we have to suddenly pay all the back pay at one time and we go bankrupt. Whether it's we get put on child support, whether it's we get divorced in our marriage, whether it's whatever you can add to the list. Nothing is free, my friends. And it seems to me that we're not putting up the fight we need to be putting up in our own lives to get the things we want and make a decision about what we actually want instead of just saying, oh, I'll take whatever you get. I'll take whatever leftovers I can get. What kind of statement is that? What kind of attitude is that? That's ridiculous and stupid. I don't want anybody ever to have that attitude. It's despicable. You deserve better than leftovers, for God's sakes. Don't ever say that to yourself. This stuff doesn't happen in a vacuum, my friends. Start craving conquest again. Get yourself off your lazy behind. Put in some work, for God's sakes, and you might actually achieve something. It's not lonely at the top. Women only say that because for them it's lonely. It won't be lonely for you. Anyways, my friends, I gotta go. I gotta hit the doctor's office. In other words, but until next time, my friends, God bless you, God bless your family, and God bless this beautiful country called the United States of America. And get yourself off your lazy behind and get back to work. Put in that work. Put in that hard effort. And you will see results. You mark my words. You take care of yourselves.